Hmm. I'm now leave. So, but they can't actually hear you anyway, so you're okay. It's okay. It's alright. Don't worry about it. Dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Okay, let's carry this bullshit on. Finish this. That's from left that loud from my interview. That's going to come through. Alright, Ul'dah. Mino, is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? Well, I ain't got luck, I got a choice. So, what did I tell you, continent? Our misfortune is become a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the warrior light herself. Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars who are at school, each of whom will take a different route. Too true. But our mission is the same. Separated by miles we may be, but in spirit we shall be together. If such thoughts bring you joy, you're welcome to think of them. 2 more practical concerns. 1, we should have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud. He is waiting in Camp Tranquil as we speak. Jumma. Who has big boobs? All you need to do is follow the man. He's determined the most appropriate location to take his readings. In spirit, Mino, in spirit, we shall be together every step of the way. Yay. Also, I kicked your ass. Right. To Camp Tranquil. Yeah. Big trucker, bro. At last the Scions woman desires me to grace me with her presence. A pity that we have little time for pleasantries. Our first destination is in Zomha. Come, we are late enough as it is. How rude. I went flying into a tree. I flew into a tree on my chocobo. Yes, this occasion should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions. Then please stand at the appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. Frick. Liberator, what have you done? I see that we have both completed our respective tasks. A satisfactory outcome. Though if I could make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in the future. I do not like to pick a fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snake Malta waits, shall we? Snake! Right about here, yes. As before, I would ask that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work. I will endeavour to be more quiet this time when I'm killing beasts. I'll just let them eat you. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected. Though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I am not given to superstition, and there is a queer, almost blasphemous air about hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots. We have one more site to survey. Whoa, you're surveying the lost city of Ampador? Are you mad? As before, my guardian, pray lead me to my task and ensure our safety. Okay, your funeral. This data should prove invaluable too. Sniff, sniff, ye gods. What is that stench? Did you stalk? Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of animal tortoises? Animal tortoises, while my back was turned. Quickly now to Camp Tranquil. It will not take my clothing reeking of blood and offal. You prick. You choose to paddle the ichor away longer. I take it. Just no matter. I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a customary analysis of my data. It would appear that there has been a measurable decrease in the Ul'dah's ambient ether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. For our next survey, I'll have you escort me to Unearth's font. The ambient ether concentrations there should be so high that the crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes. No, don't bother answering. That was rhetorical. Now, come on. Rhetorically, ask my tarbuncle to turn itself into a threat and then pound you to the fucking ground. Oh, sorry, I was being rhetorical. Mr. Cine. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take my measurements. Protect your measurements, fucking dick. Yes, quite high, yet still remarkably lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the Supernatural era. Could the presence of primal count for the difference, or is there something else? Something else? Scions, come here. I need you, Fear not, my friends. Help has arrived. There you are, Mino. Hooray, and I were worried about you when your charge failed to return to you at the appointed hour. Gutted like a hog. But no, not by one. No, these wounds were made bold with a blade. Doesn't look like he put much of a fight either. Nay, a mark on his sword or his shield. I heard nothing familiar because the boat operations in this area. What called had Woodred been with the company? But what should we do? We will see to the scholar's protection, Mino. Aye, and the boy's remains. We should return to the Rising Stones of the Academy. We want to know what happened here. And so do I. Poor kid. He's dead. He's dead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Too much for this shit. Bubbles, 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 bubbles. Shark Tank. Waha. Mino, you ever returned? You seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so? We found Woodred. He'd to be dead. Woodred dead? Mayhap murdered? By the 12, how could that be? I'll send word to Alphino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Woodred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who could do this, and why? Time for every promise. Though recent events weigh heavily on our minds, we must needs set them aside for now. We have come to a defining moment in the Orsian history. The grand culmination of our joint defence of Ishgard, the first time in 15 years, long years, that our people have stood side by side with our neighbours to the north to fight a common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Orsian alliance. Failing that, it should at least serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested the Varonians and Scions both against desperate odds. We have fought and won. Yay! And the primal shall plague us, the Empire shall plot our supplication, and our triumphs, remarkably though as they are, were brought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith before our eyes, in this very room, our dear friend Wimbreeder. Well, your dear friend. I only met her for 3 quests. This is the victory we have fought. We have wrought. It is as bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front, and we must serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Ul'dah. Then we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Lemon in a note. If they do not return quickly, they'll have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. Off to the big soiree, Mino. Raise a glass for me, or not. You don't look best pleased, lass. Something on your mind? Woodrid's dead. Murdered by navigators. My navigator Woodrid's dead, god damn it. They must know they've been rumbled. I mean, sod it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I took to thinking about certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around, on the quiet like, and sure enough I found it. It seems a fair bit of the coin is made to the Braves' coffers, courtesy of the Dodo Consortium. Dodo. A daft name for a business if ever I heard one, I agree. Which is what first came me to ilking that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organisations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. They're all owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, and I'll give that bastard credit. He showed us up for the amateurs we are. Sort of calling one of his businesses the bloody bribery consortium. I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men on the first and third are taking Talaji's coin. But now we know some of them. I wager in my right eye they're the ones that did for Wilfred. The earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions, bound to attract attention he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't. God damn me. Still, I don't see what Taleji's hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme with all the care of a drunk pissing in the wind. You know, don't try pissing in the wind. It doesn't go well. Not that I know that from experience. No, he's clever in this. We need to be bloody clever. We need to be clever too. There's only one way that we'll ever repay a debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them and the traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have my word. And Mino, mind yourself when you're in Ul'dah. Huh? We're heading into a storm, and I can smell it. The kind that will sweep a man overboard and drag him under afore he knows it. You certainly weren't subtle. Yeah. 51 Mizunami kills. Bloody hell. I wonder why you're playing X4. We've been waiting for you, Mino. The celebrations is due to begin shortly. I hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Modemini has just sent word that you are needed in at the quicksand. Come, but not gone. We'll go ahead, Mino. Pray join us once matters in the quicksand are resolved. Give my regards to Momidi, and let her know that I'll call upon her anon. Wait, Franklin, you want to bang you want to bang a Lalafell? Well, this was before you became the. Actually, that's spoilers. Yes, he wants to bang a Lalafell. Boing, boing, boing. Mino. I appreciate you dropping in such short notice, Mino. I know you've got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friends with the Crystal Bay by the name of Elaine, right? Aren't you? Former adventurer. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came around for a meal not long ago, and before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said the others ended up dragging you into. It said if the others ended up dragging you into the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of the Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. Short message I got you, but she's thought long and hard about picking those words. Barely touched her food too. Under other circumstances, I thought the signs of troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to ask your thoughts on the gentleman in the corner. Mysterious letter. Central Station in Fanland. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file into your mind's eye in a solemn process. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon and see no sign of Elaine. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chattering of quittering and the buzzing of silk threads, but no approaching footfalls. Sighing, you bow your head, only notice a vile line at your feet. Mino, is that you? What brings you out this way? Here for Elaine. You seen her? Lieutenant Elaine? Why no, I haven't seen her about. Has she come this way? I guarantee you we would have crossed paths. I must have passed this spot a dozen times. We're on patrol the city's environs on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be one of the other honoured guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. I pray return to Ul'dah, Mino, and if I chance to meet the lieutenant, I'll tell her that you were here.
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
Boing. I reckon you'll head straight to the feast after meeting with Elaine. Or Elaine. Elaine? Elaine? Yeah, whatever. What's the matter, no appetite? So she wasn't there, but this was? Let's see. Looks to me like an alchemist file, but beyond that I can't say. Might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping though. Any road, there's no use worrying about Elaine. I'm sure she will turn up before too long. And when she does, we'll soon find out what this was all made of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. The part in a glass. Alright. Better sit down for a really long time. Alright. Would you believe it? While you were away, another message arrived for you. Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems her grace desires a private audience. Her handmaiden will meet you in the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. So what are you waiting for? Go on. Yay! You'll meet the Sultana.
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light. I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. but I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty warrior of light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
She will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required her attention, but it did not sound serious.
Right. Speak with the lady in waiting at the Royal Prom. Thank you for coming, madam. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or, if you're ready, it will be my honour to escort you to Her Grace's chamber forthwith. Upon proceeding to the chamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. I recommend you set aside sufficient time, about 45 minutes, to view these scenes in their entirety. Oh, that's rock and roll. At least I don't have to speak.
Enter. Your Grace, your guest has arrived. Pray, come in, and take your ease.
"'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words, after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. 'Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go. Your Grace. You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy. You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence.
Okay, but you think dissolving the monarchy would solve that?
But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground.
He wants to form an ethical republic with rich people and poor people in the United Front. That's not going to bloody work.
Thus would I ask you
The rich
to
will never
lend him a
surrender their
steadying
power.
hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
Sure.
I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
Crap. Book it! It's okay, I know Raise.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead.
You frickin' prick.
Poison in her wine? You did this!
I destroyed a giant machine that ate bloody primals. I've killed several primals. You think I need poison to kill someone?
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide! Men, arrest this viper!
Get that carbuncle. Let's kick their asses. No, don't. Just surrender.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away!
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This woman stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamu Ul'Namo and is suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Ul'dah!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Ul'dah. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
One sliced potato.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow Syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
He got disarmed.
Oh, Raban! Seven hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ishgard, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
Ah, there you are.
Thancred! Where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share Ponanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe has thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Animo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
The rest of you, go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papa Limo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancreds.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papa Limo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last. Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Ul'dah.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done! Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Ophelia.
Hydaelyn, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others? Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway.
Brendan, we met you at the very start of the game.
Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
The guy you meet at the start of the game. Brendan. We were on a ship together.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were! Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but 'twould appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving.
Yeah. And soldiers keep searching. And soldiers keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll have to take courage back towards Ul'dah to get the lay of the land. Maybe provide a distraction if need be. You freeway here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Alright, let's go. The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Though I will well imagine how a man could keep so inspired to risk in your presence. Bob spoke of you, spoken of from you, Mino, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this was not at all how I envisioned it. Myself, no. That's not to give in to despair. Let the only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and mine are free, we may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarpin, but Alphino, my boy. Sorry to keep you waiting. Sid, what are you doing here? Following you out of the fire as usual. The merchant friend told me everything. Truly, Dent is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I had the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the monetarists and Crystal Braves. Kirkus, Ishgard will not suffer from the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. And it settles it. With me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dah to the monetarists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to flame you both here and in the other city-states. But I know I shall do my utmost to thwart every effort. Frankly, I didn't expect it to be much of a challenge. Small folk will not turn so easily on a warrior like their allies, no matter what the militarists claim. Master Tarpin, I know not what to say. Now that father would labour to believe. But enough talk. You must go, Master Alphino. Your airship awaits. Up. There's no rest for the righteous. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Harshenford. Mayhap he would know what to do. Yay! So close. As Alphino told me your tale, Mino, warms my heart that you should turn to me before others. I shall endeavour to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here is growing more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained it before.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling Snows, or some such.
I can't stand
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Are you flirting with me, House Fault? Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside? It's finished ARR. It's done! Alphino, Mino, is it really you? Tataru! I'm so happy that you are. I tried contacting Infinity and the others, but no one will respond. And then the crystal blaze. Arrogant people turned on us in our marketplace. Phenomenon told me to run, and so I did. I ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached. But I lost my way, and then fortunately, I had observed some of the braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Yuguri! Ah, yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yugiri found me, we travelled to Vesper Bay, met up with Orionje. When we told him what happened, he used his magics to wield a glamour around the Waking Sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. Transformation didn't take long either. Apparently Orionje started making preparations after the Imperial attack, in the case the Empire ever chose to pay another visit. Good thinking, huh? Sorry, where was I? Oh yes, so we waited in the area in the Waking Sands, hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other Scions even as we speak, but we haven't met with no success as yet. I'd hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look. How about you should know, the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune, and a crystal bait to await you there. Be it as it may, we have yet cause of hope, do we not? If the two of you escaped, there is nothing possible the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believed true, but rest assured the people of Doma stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and see the Scions restored to their rightful place of honour.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes, and look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves, and even the Scions themselves, as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alphino.
So, Master Alphino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alphino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Skip.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
No, never trust a Lala. He looks pissed. Now Barlis is no more. The Endor was not to his his to invoke. His demise was his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are one mind. The northern lands, then. The earth is fertile, and the seeds will also. Bob our will, they shall reap salvation, unlike any the world has known. By his will. By his will. I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak and make thy intent known. Where are you going to? I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, and the fate of this very star.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
Ever the pep talk there, Midgard's armor. Preserve the dawn's light, the hero's journey north. Yay. Their hearts filled with hope and their eyes fixed heavensward. But that is for a tale for another time. Till then, ta-ta. We begin Heaven's Ward. About bloody time.